Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Here today we are doing what if Naruto had an unknown dojutsu part 2. And well, it seems like you guys seem to have liked it from in the view count and that. I didn't really check these like count. Oh well, anyway. Yeah, so later on you'll be getting a completely new what if. I mean completely new. I don't mean like, oh, it's a now, it's another Naruto what if, or hey, look, it's a My Hero Academia what if. It's like, no, this is going to be a different anime series what if. So say One Punch or One Piece Fairy Tail, something like that. I probably won't do One Punch because I don't really read the manga of One Punch. I don't really do either Fairy Tail or what's the other one? One Piece, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to say what anime series it's going to be on because I thought, well, I may at the end, so for people who do want to know, either be lazy and skip to the end, then watch the entire video, or watch the entire video and then find out at the end. But yeah, or even find out halfway. Who knows? I will soon know who who knows, because I would either comment in the description down below or by the side. But yeah, of what it may, and I will say maybe because I may change my mind, so it's not a guarantee, but it's likely, put it that way. Anyway, so with that out of the way, let's actually get in. Well, kind of. So in the last part, I pretty much left off explaining what types of ability, more so what type of abilities, and the kind of start of Naruto, before Naruto was born, and that, and what type of abilities I was thinking of making it in different stages, so that his defaults, not my default, but stage one, there'd be say 3 different stages, and then it would be kind of like the Sharingan, mate. You've got 1 Tomi, 2 Tomi, then the 3 Tomi I, and then you've got all the other types of Sharingan variants out there after that. But yeah, something like that. So I was thinking, this just default I that I think it's called, or that as Kuma's eye or something like that, which doesn't really exactly look like Kuma's eye at all. But anyway, yeah. So and I'm gonna skip this Naruto being in the what's it called, academy. So, and I'm not sure how far I left it, if I did do academy, so sorry if I get this wrong, but yes. So I guess at first, Naruto still wouldn't have friends, considering that most people, everyone would still kind of hate him for being the Ninja of the Nine-Tailed Fox, and some people would think, look, he's the Nine-Tailed Fox, he's even got eyes like him, like the beast, and he'd be even more so, possibly even more hated because of his eyes. But of course they don't really know that actually he's got an ability that just showed his head, just showed its head. And so yeah, I think it's Gekkei Genkai type. I don't know, it's in the eye. I forget what it's called. But yeah. Anyway. I'd say the only person that that at least acknowledge his existence and may talk to him occasionally is Sasuke, because at the present time the Uchiha massacre hasn't happened. So Naruto and Sasuke, they do kind of speak in Mascaras, Sasuke, you should get away from that boy. He's like the nine, even though he's bad, they will still no, because that parents would tell their children, and their children don't know it, man. So the point to his end, well, the entire class gets told off. But yeah, the guys go, his eyes are like that, fox, the nine-tailed fox, and this would be like the first time Sasuke's hearing of this. And he'll go, so what, you're even worse, so you criminalise him. So what if he's got a nine-tailed fox? So, so what if he, it'd be like that. It'd go, so what if he's, got the nine tails inside of him? So what? You're even worse, so you criminalise him. So what if he's got it inside of him? It doesn't make him, a beast. It just means he's, holding back it. Which I'd say is he's more of my rival and best friend than any of you could ever be. I don't acknowledge any of you. You're just, weaklings that cower because of the immense power it takes to hold back, something, a beast that's strong. He's saying that, and Naruto's never really had anyone stick up for him, so he's kind of he's got a weird thing going on at the moment. But yeah, and the teacher, because they'd be at school and the teacher is just like, he's shocked. He's never heard anyone stand up for Naruto. So it'd been, maybe a couple of days in the academy and he has been picked on a little bit, but Sasuke kind of stepped in and started talking to him, so yeah. Yeah, and, Sasuke would go, I don't care, what Naruto is, he is a, I don't, care if he's holding back the nine-tailed fox, like, that just makes him, awesome in my eyes. He's holding back such a strong beast. That must take an insane amount of chakra that none of you could ever imagine, and he's doing it daily. He's doing it, like his he'll have that for life, and none of you can acknowledge that. He's ramming it hard in them, and yeah. One awakens to this, whereas the others don't really acknowledge it, because anime logic, really. Like kind of so what type thing. Yeah. It's like, even if someone points it out, hardly anyone's going to listen, maybe one or two people, but no one do really. And the teacher, he kind of realises, and he is now thinking, what about, what Sasuke said, and also the teacher was going to say, the further Kage is here, as, further Kage had all of that, and, what the girl said, and, everyone kind of stood behind the girls except for Sasuke, which stood in front of Naruto, and, backed Naruto up. So yeah, well, let's back Naruto up, and also just drive in the fact that Naruto is someone that he's back. Well, yeah, he's more like driving up Naruto's value. Yeah. Anyway, and Sasuke is pretty much like, would just straight up, I don't like none of you, and it seems like none of you have realised that the third Hokage is here either. And also, isn't the talk about the nine-tailed fox banned anyway? So it seems like all of you are going to get in trouble. And I don't care if I get in trouble if I talk about the nine-tailed fox, because I wasn't talking bad about him. You know, Naruto isn't nine-tailed fox, and whoever thinks of that can get a life and leave this village or deserves to die. You know, you'd say, that, well, no, you won't say that. Yeah, you'd say, whoever, calls Naruto, a beast is the beast himself. He ain't a beast, they are. As he, turns around and goes, come on Naruto, let's continue our conversation, somewhere else, as, he walks past and goes, Father Kage, I guess you may want to talk to me, after. He goes, I would like to talk to you and Naruto, another time. If you, I'll tell your father you're going around Naruto's place after school. And I will, meet you two lads. So, okay. I was very young. And, yeah. Sasuke would be quite happy to know at least there's somebody else with, not a black, yeah. And of course Sasuke's like, you're right, isn't it? And you like Geku Genkai, and I'm going to keep on saying that until someone corrects me, because I don't know, or I end up correcting myself. But yeah. Anyway. Actually, I'm going to look up it now. Well, I am right, as it is a Genkai, but it's a dojutsu, but yes. Dang it, I forget his name now. Yeah, Sasuke, ain't your idea, you asked the first Geku guy, well, your dojutsu type Geku Genkai, like in, a very long time. I think the last one was, like, the Sharingan and, well, I don't really know. But I think, the Sharingan and the Hugazai, whatever that's called, because I always forget what it's called. But yeah. And, is it, are you the first wielder? Sasuke asked, and Naruto got, no, apparently from the further Kage, my mum was the first one to have it, and he says it's, in this book, it says that as she was an Uzumaki, she believes, she says that only Uzumakis can have this Genkai. So you have to be an Uzumaki clan member to have this eye. And because it originated in her generation, she believes that maybe someone else could have got it. If not, then she is the only one except for me who's got this Geku Genkai. Well, dojutsu Geku Genkai. So, yeah, and so, do you know what you can do? It's like, well, it's like, my mum states in the book that it could have several different states. She says, like, the Sharingan has 1 Tomi, 2 Tomi, 3 Tomi, and then I just read it, but I forgot the, yeah, and the other variants of the Sharingan. And she says it believes it's got something like that it's got the 3 states that, once you activate it for the first time, and then as you master it, it goes, say, from its first state to its, and then more normal and, more normal looking 3rd state or 4th state, how many, states it goes until it's reached its normal state, and then, the different eye, then you've got different abilities within the eye that change its, look of the eye, that my mum theorizes, as she, has only seen this, and then she says, its second state, as she can't go back to just the slit. So it says its first state, as she said, it may have more states, and if so, please, write them down in this book. So this book is able to, be passed down for generations, that, get access to this eye can then, read and see, what the different states and abilities are of this eye. As Sasuke's like, oh wow, so what is, the first state? And it's like, oh, no, oh, yeah, you asked me about that. My mum said it's like got just a ring. Like it's just like a complete circle, like in cold, like it's like red, and like the eye is definitely. Well, I don't know. I'd say like it depends on, say, the person's eye color, and I can't remember what eye color Kusuno's eyes are, but yeah. So for Naruto, it'd be like blue, like mid. Like my mum says, well, it looks like the same as her eye color, so it seems like. Well, my mum says, it seems like it could depend on your, your eye, your own eye color. Which my mum was like that as when I activated it and I looked in the mirror for the first time. It was blue, my same eye color, but with a slit down the middle. My mum says then it's got like a circle, like a black circle. Then that goes, like around, well, like kind of through the cat, type slit, and it goes around it. And yeah, as mom says, that's its first state. It could have maybe a second ring that's smaller, which would like she doesn't really know, but she says when I activated this for my first time, when I got to this state, it felt that I got more, my speed, agility increased, but mainly my speed, and I could see things from quite far away, like motion sensing from a quite far away distance was also increased. Like I'm not a sensory type ninja, but like whatever's in my whatever is whatever I'm like looking at, I could be not paying attention to anything in front of me, and then if something moves, I can go, something just moved there, like down that. If something just moved, it could be something like, it tends to be something big, but mum says as it increases, as it goes through its different stages, it could increase the sensitivity of the eye, meaning that you could see say you like you like very far away and see motion from all the way far away, and yeah, as I was going to say Kashi, not Kashi. Sasuke's like, wow. And in the meantime, like the further Kage's just looking at everyone, it's just like, like, you're, lucky you're just kids, because if you're adults instead, I would have banished you, from the village. It's like, he would have just straight up have banished you, like, I'd straight up banish you, so I'm gonna have to call all your parents and then have a firm talking with them. With, quite a serious face, with, on, like, quite a serious face, as they all kind of feel like death. Like they all just feel like like they feel like they're going to die at that moment. Type stares, as though like, we're sorry for the case. Like I'm not the one you have to say sorry to. And I bet Naruto, probably ain't going to, want to be with you anymore. neither Sasuke. But next time they see you, they may try and kill you. Well, more so, Sasuke may try and kill you. So I'd be careful from now on. Yeah, as they used to kind of get scared. Yeah, as she's like, you didn't have to go that far off from the car. And it's like, I think I did. You should have intervened too. As she's kind of falls back. It's like, I'm sorry for the car. I won't do it again. It's like, yeah, you're right. You won't do it again. As like, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, and I can't remember his name, but be the one that now kind of, well, yeah, and more. I guess it's like either, I guess to me, like, seems like more of a brotherly figure, brotherly figure. Yeah, more of a brotherly figure in his eyes. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, and yeah, he comes in sooner. Well, yeah, he teaches that classes. That teacher's now out of a job. Straight up, the folk guy. You could be a ninja again, but you're fired. You're straight up fired. I'm not gonna have teachers like you in this. In this school, that don't listen to the don't act to the rules, and when children are acting up and bullying one another, bullying someone, you should have acted right then, stop them. That Sasuke shouldn't have had to intervene, and yet he did because you didn't do it. Yeah, and not cheats, but the he does right in front of students. Someone with him would go, for the Kage, I don't think you should do it in front of the children. I think I think I do, just so that they see what the real world is like. As he's thinking of style, he's thinking of, well, not stabbing, but he was. Like, that thought did come across his mind, at least, stabbing just to show, this is, what could happen. But yeah. And even though the girls still approach, well, they would approach Sasuke and say sorry, and Sasuke knows they don't really mean it. They're just saying that because someone told them to. And he's like, yeah, whatever, you don't really mean it, so get lost. As most of them do, and most girls are still kind of annoyed that, it's because that Naruto, some, most of the students are going to say, because of, it's that Naruto's fault. If Naruto wasn't here, we wouldn't have gotten told off, as, new teacher hears this, and before he even introduces himself, he's like, you two go stand outside right now. You don't speak ill will of another student. Like that, as dang it, I always think of Kakashi, but it's not Kakashi. Sasuke's like, ooh, teacher, also stand up for Naruto. This is the first. Yeah, and Naruto really doesn't think nothing of it, because he just thinks, sooner or later she's just going to start making fun of him like the other one did. Yeah. And, but hey, at least he's got a friend. But anyway, yeah, the further, Sasuke did, their parents did, though, come in, and they were threatened, actually, they were almost threatened to go into jail. Well, so for their children, it was like, Foco's like, I was very much close to, calling in the army and having them sent to jail for what they had said in front of, and what they were saying in front of a student. You know, I was downright close to sending them to jail. I'm right now close to sending you to jail for not properly bringing up your children. They should never have known about the, Naruto being the joke of the nine-tailed fox. Do you hear me? As, they'll be, currently scared for their lives. As, their children are very much told off, and some are beaten up quite badly, but I guess that's how you get through to your children when you're in a ninja village. If you're in a ninja village and they're like, but beat them up, and they should hopefully stop acting like a brat. But yeah, anyway, I'm not telling parents, don't do that to your children. And if you're a teenager, well, if you're a young adult that is pregnant, please don't think of that. Take that as advice. Seriously, don't. That's the best way of losing. Well, firstly, losing your child in this day and age, and yeah, if your child is acting like a brat, don't really give them anything they want. Yeah. Because giving them what you want tends to make them more agnosis. Makes them worse. Yeah, anyway. This isn't a parent. I don't know. Let's get back into the what if. Yeah. And the Fokage did, he said, thank you, Sasuke, right? He's like, yes, that's my name, Fokage. He's like, thank you for standing up and being Naruto's first friend in the village. He's like, you're welcome, Fokage, I've always seen Naruto get bullied out, but when I saw Naruto's, I got more interested and decided to make my presence known, and that's kind of when they all started, because I've never seen Naruto as, Naruto's holder. I've always kind of seen Naruto as my rival. As he's holding, even though my family told me that, you should stay away from Naruto, he's got the nine-tailed fox side of him, but, I told my dad, so what, that just means that he's better than anyone. He's like, what do you mean? What, he's not better than anyone? It's like, yeah, he is. It shows that he's got a lot more chakra than us, and that he's holding back a beast that strong at this young of an, at the same age as me. He said he was born practically with the nine tails, so he's been holding back that beast since he was born. So yes, that makes it, that means he's got more chakra than anyone else. And yeah, and Kuma is he's interested in what this eye could do, and why it looks so kind of feral like. Why does it look so animalistic? Animalistic. Yeah. Why does it look so much similar to like a cat's eye? And why does it look similar to his eye? He's kind of wondering. But yeah. Anyway. And as they, grow up through the village before the, Uchiha massacre, they are close friends, and they also train. Yes, Sasuke now doesn't just train with his brother, he also trains with Naruto. And I would say, I'd say after the Uchiha massacre, which is when Sasuke first awakened his Sharingan, it just seemed like he had forgotten, and the entire village didn't know. And neither did the Hokage. Yeah, the Hokage's got a ball, which, a ball that he could see through, and that he was watching Naruto through the ball. So it's like, so then how come she didn't know that, that Sasuke had awakened his eye that early on, and Sasuke had somehow magically forgotten. Yes, he was a kid, at that stage, and, trauma and that, and, trauma probably made them forget that he had awakened his eye, which, fair enough. Having the entire clan would awaken, well, I would hope, well, yeah, at that circumstance, I would hope that would awaken, an eye that requires, a loss of something to awaken. Yeah. Anyway. So, but yeah, before the, Uchiha massacre, Sasuke, Naruto tend to train, and so their strength is, stronger, and, they're kind of like, they, when it comes to physical abilities, they rival one another. When it comes to jutsus, not so much, because, Naruto does have a slight harder time. Well, not when it comes to clone jutsu. Naruto has a harder time because of his huge chakra reserves, and Namdi realizes, hey, should we teach this kid the shadow clone, the shadow clone jutsu? Namdi's really thinking of teaching Naruto that. So yeah. And the school, I think the school does teach the shadow clone jutsu, but it's like everyone only knows how to make one. Yeah. As any more, they're taught one, and any more than one will kill you, pretty much. Yeah. And look, clearly Naruto skipped that lesson, but instead Naruto would make it to that lesson and would learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu from the school. Well, kind of, it's similar, but it's not similar enough that Naruto still can't do it. It's like a, school jutsu. As everyone, tends to learn, the Shadow Clone Jutsu from, I'd say, the, gaining, joining teacher that hopefully does know the Shadow Clone Jutsu, because if they don't, you ain't going to learn it, pretty much. Yeah, and you have to bank on your friends knowing it to teach you, and if they're willing to teach you it in the first place. So yeah. And I'd say, in this case, I'd say Naruto and Sasuke, go up to the Hokage, and, and would, and Hokage, what do you, what do you do on, Naruto and Sasuke? As Naruto goes, the academy's been teaching us, the I clone jutsu, but I've kind of realised I've tried my hardest and I, can't do it, and Sasuke kind of, brought up the idea of maybe asking you if you knew a clone jutsu that I could perform. Because he believes that my massive amount of chakra could be, causing the issue that, I've got too much chakra, and as a result I'm unable to actually do a clone jutsu. So I think maybe one that could. So he's thinking, it's like, that does make sense. It's like, I know of one that you could do, but it's it's a dangerous one, as doing too many of the doing too many clones could kill you, Naruto. Are you sure you want to learn this? So, but yes, because I'd need to learn a clone jutsu to pass the ninja test, as like the fellow guy goes, oh yeah. Oh, yeah, you would need to learn this anyway. Yeah, as he goes, and do you want something too? Sasuke's like, no, I just came here to, I just came here with Naruto. Was like to back him up, just in case if you, needed some more reasoning. And he's like, no, not really, and he'd go, do you want to learn this clone jutsu too? I don't think it'd really show any benefit, any benefits to you, because, you already aware of this, but Naruto has so much chakra that, he would be able to at least probably do, I can, I need to start saying that I can only probably do maybe, 2 or 3 of them, but no, it'd say, I could probably do, maybe 100 of them, and Naruto, he could probably pull off maybe 2 to 1,000 of them, as, and you're probably able to maybe, well, yeah, I'd say, because, no, at this current age, Naruto would be able to only maybe do 100, or, yeah, maybe 50 to 100, yeah, and if he didn't have Kurama, he'd probably be able to do the 1,000, yeah, but yeah, anyway, yeah, and, yeah, with his eye active though, he could do 1,000, and I'll explain why I'm gonna explain why in the next part if I remember. So yeah, and I'm gonna end it here. So I'm gonna end it off with Naruto starting to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Sasuke is thinking about, should he learn it? Should he not? Because at this point he's gonna need pretty much, he'll just barely be able to make one. If he makes one, it's an achievement. So yeah, and yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna end it off, as I've also got to record another what if, and as I didn't say it halfway through this, I'm going to say it now. I'm thinking of either, and I'm thinking, well, my thinking process was, because gender swap seems to be the biggest has the highest view count of 10,000, which would be what if Naruto was a girl slash female, which is gender swap, or, well, yeah. Great, yeah. So, it's gonna be, I'm thinking, I was thinking of doing, what if Luffy, was a, girl, slash female, then it kind of occurred, wait, wouldn't it be better if, Luffy, because Luffy tends, not Luffy, Natsu, yeah, because Naruto is kind of dumber, yeah, he's he's dumb, put it that way. So yeah, so it'd be, what if a kind of dumb Natsu was a, born a girl, and I'll explain how that works in that part, which will be up the same day this one goes up, so Wednesday, or today, at around, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe an hour or two after this. Yeah, I'm thinking more so like an hour, so you've got time to watch this, and then, you know, you can then like process it and then watch the other one. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next what if. Well, if you guys have enjoyed this, like, if you enjoyed it so much and you want to see more just like this, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next what if video. And hey, good